Huge changes are coming to the New York Knicks as insider Ian Begley has revealed Tom Thibodeau's plan in order to change the New York Knicks bench situation around, which will help everyone involved and give key bench players such as Deuce McBride and Cameron Payne more room to succeed and help lead that New York Knicks bench to where they want it to be as a contending team. And we're going to break it all down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. 26% of viewers are subscribed. And guys, I lost my damn wallet and my keys the other day, and it's really bumming me out. So if you guys could subscribe to the channel, it'll make my day a bit better. But look, we're here to talk about New York Knicks basketball, and that's exactly what we're going to do, because Ian Begley revealed a huge update about the Knicks bench situation, specifically in regards to how Landry Shamet is going to play a major role for the New York Knicks. Now, looking at what Begley had to say, he mentioned that based on conversations with people in touch with the Knicks, Begley expects Landry Shamet to get ample opportunity to earn rotation minutes. Shamet was sidelined for 10 weeks with a right shoulder dislocation. The injury occurred late in the preseason, and the Knicks waived Shamet before the start of the regular season in order to not pay him and prevent a cap hit on their salary. They still paid Shamet his money, but many stakeholders in the organization hoped that at the time they would be able to bring Landry Shamet back, which is exactly what they've done. Now Landry Shamet is once again on the New York Knicks. The Knicks signed him and moved Matt Ryan to a two-way contract in order to make room for Landry Shamet to sign with the team. Now, Shamet's first game that he played on the New York Knicks was December 23rd against the Toronto Raptors, a game where Shamet came in for a minute and did score, but not really much happened. Literal garbage time minutes, I should say. But Shamet got out there and worked hard anyway in that 1 minute to show that he does want a rotational spot with the team, something that was basically a guarantee going into this season before he dislocated his right shoulder. But now he's back, he's healthy, and there's a lot of expectations that Landry Shamet is going to become this team's ninth man and give the starters a little bit more rest and also give the bench a bit more of a scoring jolt. Now, as Tom Thibodeau mentioned about Shamet, he's played well, or he's played in big games. He knows how to play off people extremely well. The three-point shooting, he can handle the ball, he can play off the ball. The versatility with Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride, it all fits very well. Tibbs thinks they fit well together. And he also mentions that he thinks it helps that Landry Shamet plays very fast. Now, Ian Begley followed this up by saying that he thinks Shamet has a chance to fill a scoring role off the bench based off Thibodeau's words. If that doesn't work out, the Knicks have enough tradable salary to acquire an impactful bench player via trade, and they could also sign a veteran free agent in March after the deadline. So there are multiple avenues open for the New York Knicks to find that bench success if it's Landry Shamet or if it's not. But Tom Thibodeau seems to believe that Landry Shamet is going to be the successful bench guy off the New York Knicks. And I'm inclined to agree. The New York Knicks this season, their bench is dead last in scoring in the NBA, averaging just under 21 points per game. Meanwhile, in second place, the Los Angeles Lakers, they're a couple points away from the Knicks. And then all the teams kind of catch a line after that. The Knicks do have some of the lowest bench production in basketball. They actually have the lowest bench production in basketball, and that's due to some injuries. It's due to trading away Donte DiVincenzo, who would have came off the bench. It's due to a few different situations, and also Tom Thibodeau's increasing love for not playing the bench at all really does sort of have an impact on the New York Knicks and their bench situation this season. Now, the Knicks could use more help off the bench. That's undeniable. The question is it going to be Landry Shamet? Now, the last time Landry Shamet played for a contender was the 22-23 season, where he played for the Phoenix Suns, where he averaged nearly 9 points per game with 2 assists and 1.7 rebounds in 40 games. Now, his field goal percentage was just awful. It was 37.7% from the field, but he was also 37.7% from deep. And most of Landry Shamet's shots are going to be coming from beyond the arc for the New York Knicks. The Knicks want him in that Donte DiVincenzo role. You're taking a bunch of corner threes. Shamet was over a 40% shooter from the corner last season when he was on the Wizards, and he did still only average 33% from the three. So he shoots at the corners at a very high rate. So the Knicks are going to try to get him many looks from the corners, especially when guys like Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride will also be out there, able to dish the ball to him. Obviously, the champagne duo of Shamet and Cameron Payne are going to work well together. Deuce McBride has been the Knicks' best bench player this season. So it all does kind of add up. And then also we'll probably see a litany of different starters playing with that bench unit, especially if it goes to a 9-man rotation. I think we'll see a lot of Mikal Bridges with Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet, so those three can kind of get on the floor together. And the way Mikal Bridges has been playing, it makes sense to give him more shot creation opportunities. I mean, just look at the game against the San Antonio Spurs where Mikal put up 41 points, or a handful of other times this month where Mikal Bridges has looked damn good and can really lead the team in shot creation at points, especially when they're going against opposing benches. Mikal becomes all that more dangerous. They could also use OG Anunoby in that role, who loves when he's the lead scoring option. And then obviously as well as Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. And in many moons, when the playoffs begin, we will always see at least one of Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns on the floor. We know that's going to be the case. Deuce McBride will also certainly be coming off the bench, while guys like Precious Achiuwa, Landry Shamet, and Cameron Payne are going to be fighting for minutes. Less so Precious Achiuwa if he's still on the team. I just don't really expect him to be. But Cameron Payne, it's going to be between him and Landry Shamet. There's Landry Shamet. It's going to be between him and Landry Shamet in order for that 8th-man spot. It's going to be an 8-man rotation. We know this about Tibbs in the playoffs. He's going to run an 8-man. He's not going to run that 9-man rotation in the playoffs. It'll be 8 guys. So one of Shamet or Cameron Payne will be off the bench, and I would guess that it's going to be Shamet with the way Payne has played this season, but it could go either way. So Landry Shamet has a chance to really change a lot for the New York Knicks for not the second half of this season, but for the second 2/3 of the season. I mean, we're 30 games in, so we're a little over we're in the second trimester of the season, if you will. That feels like a weird way to phrase it, but you guys know what I mean. Look, Tom Thibodeau is going to run an 8-man in the playoffs, and he's going to start running a 9-man with Landry Shamet, I would imagine. And when that happens, we will see a litany of other guys. But once the playoffs come around, it'll always be Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns as the number one scoring option, as one of them will be on the floor the entire time, 100% of the time, unless it's a blowout. And they're taken off for garbage minutes, obviously. But outside of that, we will see one of those two on the court, and we'll have to see who could fit well around him. Deuce, we know can, and he will obviously be playing big playoff minutes. Payne, Shamet, we're going to see who fits better. We're going to see if Precious Achiuwa or a different big man is there. Obviously, the return of Mitchell Robinson is also going to have an impact on this. And who knows, maybe Tibbs gets real crazy and throws out a 10-man rotation and puts Precious and Mitch off the bench, keeps the starting 5, and also uses Deuce, Payne, and Landry Shamet. Is that wishful thinking? Probably. But a man can dream. But the Knicks bench right now, they have 3 key players off their bench in Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, and Precious Achiuwa. It's not that they're playing bad. Now, part of the thing is their minutes have been limited. Deuce McBride has been a solid player. I mean, he's putting up 10 points per game with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. He's getting a steal per game. He's hitting 43% of his shots and 41% of his threes like last season. Deuce has been straight up awesome for the New York Knicks. Everybody loves Deuce. He's getting better every time he gets on the court, it feels like. And he's going to continually be a huge part of this New York Knicks team. Meanwhile, Cameron Payne started this season slow before coming out gung-ho. I mean, 8 points per game with 3 assists, also shooting 44% from the field and 41.5% from 3, while 50% on corner threes. Yes, it's limited attempts, but Cameron Payne has been absolutely awesome for this New York Knicks team, and you have to imagine that he's playing himself into a playoff spot, making things a little bit difficult for Landry Shamet. Meanwhile, Precious Achiuwa this season putting up 5 points and 7 rebounds per game. He's blocking a shot. He's doing his thing. 43% from the field is fine. Precious is showing that he's valuable and versatile defensively. He's getting nearly a block and a steal per game. He's shown very good signs of just continual improvement, especially on the defensive end. And if he's on the Knicks come the playoffs, which I do not expect Achiuwa to be, he will have a role with this New York Knicks team. Now, I'm very curious to see which ways the New York Knicks decide to go with this rotation, but right now, I hope what we see very soon is the same 3 guys off the bench. You just also add Shamet in there, and you have the same starting 5. 9-man rotation, get the starters some more rest, get that bench some more time to really get acclimated with each other and with other starters. I think it benefits everyone. But I do want to know what you guys think, so like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment down below on your thoughts. Now, guys, have a great day, and go Knicks.